Caution. Move along. There's nothing to see here.
Oh, yes, there is. You just wait, Vince.
Oh, no. Have you been wondering again?
Oh, yeah. Wait till you hear this one.
Hey, look at you in the studio today, man. You're like Mr. Casual today, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I am beaming today, let me tell you.
You're beaming.
Yeah, I think I told you I've been getting up a little early from time to time.
Yeah.
And I've actually, at first I thought it was an affliction. But lately I'm embracing it because, you can get up and do a lot of things. Well, you're fresh and there's nobody really out there, disturbing the peace or anything like that.
Well, first of all, you are an affliction. You may not have one, but
that goes without saying.
But so what's happening?
Yeah. So getting back to why I was up early this morning. Last night, after going to a friend's daughter's swim meet, it was hotter than heck. And I went to bed early because I knew that today and tomorrow are like these unusually great days to see the planetary alignment.
Oh, yeah. I read something about that.
Yeah.
Was it like 4 or 5 in the sky?
What they claim is that there are 5 naked eye, in quotes, planets that we're able to see. That's eyes. I mean, planets are not naked. I guess all planets are naked to some degree.
Right.
But no, you can see them with your naked eye.
With our naked eyes.
But in this period of time right now that I guess only happens I think the last time was 20 some years ago or whatever. You can see all 5 of them kind of lined up in a line together. And what makes this even more interesting is that the moon actually falls into line with the rest of them too.
Wow. 5 of them. I've seen a couple before.
Anyhow, I get excited about that kind of stuff. As you know, you and I love to talk about, various times in life when we're looking up in wonder.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing. I don't know. There are times I wonder if I should have been an astronomer because you can just get me to tune everything else out if there's a good documentary on about, space.
Yeah.
The Hubble telescope.
A lot of math in astronomy, though.
Yeah, exactly. That was exactly that and statistics
Yeah.
for business school is a couple of things that kind of weeded me out of doing that kind of thing. But I like thinking about it anyhow.
So you're in your casual clothes.
So last night I went to bed after a very hot day and, but I went to bed early, a little exhausted. And I thought, well, this could be timely. I'm not at the point where I want to set my alarm to get up to look at planets, but they claim that before dawn is when you can see it best. And so I went to bed early and kind of told myself, well, if you wake up early like you have been, you'll be up early enough to take a look. And sure enough, I woke up around 4:20 in the morning.
No alarm.
No alarm. And I was actually very happy to have woken up. I actually felt like a kid on Christmas.
Ooh.
Yeah, because you know how it is. Wake up on Christmas, you're like, oh, is it time yet? Is it time yet? This time I looked at my clock because I wanted to make sure it wasn't 1 in the morning. And it was 4:20 and I was very happy to see that. So I popped out of bed and I was still in my t-shirt and I did put on my sweat shorts, my workout shorts and went down kind of like a kid at Christmas because I wanted to see first, like, okay, is it cloudy? Is
wondering what the gifts were.
Yeah, is it cloudy? Had Santa come? And I looked outside and oh my God, like suddenly I saw that it's cool, it's crisp, it's not humid, it's not hazy. And I could see the moon. I could see a planet next to it. I wasn't sure what it was, but it was bright. And I was like, oh man, honest to God, I was so excited. I did feel like it was Christmas morning. So I got my flip-flops but I could only see, a little bit because of the trees.
Trees. Lots of trees around here.
Yeah, it turns out that's not always a blessing, having big trees around. I thought it was a blessing.
When you want to look at something with your naked eyes.
Yeah, because what they said is you need to be in an environment where you can see the horizon because apparently Venus, which, was a little higher, but Mercury was really so I guess at certain time they all lined up and you could see them with the naked eye. So I started walking down the street very kind of just in my flip-flops and
just like that.
Yeah, in black,
Mm-hmm. 4:30 in the morning.
Black shorts, black t-shirt, flip-flops.
Is anybody else out there?
No, but I'm sure the neighbors might have been peering, wondering. I didn't have black paint on my face or anything, but I was wondering. I wonder what the police would think if they drive by right now. But anyhow, yeah.
Sorry to distract.
Walking down the street, and my goodness, though, I finally decide to go down. There's a school at the end of our street, and I thought, well, maybe the parking lot or their field, I'll be able to see the horizons. I didn't really quite know what I needed to see, but as soon as I got to the end of my street, to where I could see a long distance, it was all lined up. It was all in alignment. I was so excited. There was, there was kind of a busy road there. I crossed the street and I just sat there like you and I do in awe and wonder.
Wow.
And was staring at it all. And then I thought, oh, wait a minute. I've got that app. The one you told me about.
Night Sky or dark, something Sky?
Skyview.
Skyview. Yes.
The Skyview app.
Great app.
Yeah. So I pulled it out because I wanted to, I had read the article, but I wasn't sure which ones were in which position. And so I put the app up, and I don't know if people know how it works, but it doesn't actually like look through your camera and interpret the light that you're seeing. It can literally be rainstorming, and you can put it up to the sky. You could actually turn it down to the ground, and it'll show you what people in China or whoever is directly below us are looking at. But it knows, like, from your direction of where you're pointing the camera, it knows what you're looking at. And so I could see, okay, well, the one that was the brightest near the horizon was Venus. And then I looked just below the horizon was Mercury. So Mercury, what you were supposed to be able to see, wasn't visible, but all the others, and it went Venus, I think Moon, and then Mars, Jupiter, and then Saturn. Those were the naked ones that I could see. Mercury, the fifth one, was below the horizon. But what's even more cool is that as I was looking at it through this app, and what's cool is the app shows you like visual pictures of what the planets look like.
Right.
Like
Saturn's
rings and Jupiter with its little eye and Mars being orange and that. But anyhow, it started showing the other planets as well. And I was blown away to see that you can see the 5 naked planets, but the other 3 are also in alignment at this time. They didn't mention that.
Whoa. So the naked eye didn't reveal everything.
No, but what it did kind of like, it's just like I had this kind of like, wait a minute. Is this like too real to believe? Like, are they always like this and we just can't see it? Or is this really like some bizarre? And then I started thinking, well, wait a minute, why are they all lined up? And I was thinking about those models from grade school of, the planets all lined up, when you crank
little
it around.
Styrofoam balls on sticks.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, oh yeah, they are always on one plane. But if I remember, one goes in an opposite order or opposite direction from the others. I don't know if it's Neptune or whatever. Not experts on this podcast. We're experts at being in wonder.
Right.
But anyhow, that's what I saw. And I came back home and was sitting. I was pumped up, and then I was sitting in my living room and I thought, wait a minute, I wonder if I can look at this now on this app. And sure enough, I'm sitting there in my living room, even though the house walls and everything. And I'm just sitting there like, wow, these planets are lined up. And then it got me thinking, you don't need visual, eye proof to know that the planets are aligned. And I thought, well, why do people fly to the other side of the world, or as that song goes, to Nova Scotia to see the total eclipse of the sun? Why do people do that? They, because I guess it's unusual, but sometimes do we need like visual proof to remind us?
That's interesting. So there's more out there than what we can see. Santa brought you this gift of the universal alignment and realizing that there's so much more out there that we're part of.
Is it more than we can see, or more that we perceive, or more we're willing to remind ourselves? Like, I guess I'm questioning. My thought is, why do we need visual, affirmation or visual proof that this is going on when it's actually going on all the time?
Can we stop and sense it by opening our energy to just realize that And even that, the planetary system is such a small, minute part of the universe anyway.
Right.
So,
and it's always going on around us.
always going on.
But I guess what I found fun about it was that, anyhow, I don't know. I guess I just wanted to carry on about it. But what I found fun about it was after I, saw it, I thought, well, maybe I'd go out in the backyard and see it from out there. And it was already getting light, and it was, I think I couldn't see Mars anymore. I could still see Jupiter, and the trees were covering up more. I had to go to a lot of effort really to see this by walking down the street, and probably most people in my neighborhood, didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that, it just kind of reminds me that's what you and I are about.
Yeah.
We are friends in wonder. And today that was my wonderment.
Well, you wondered if you could get up at dark 30 in the morning.
Yeah, right. Wondering is a question.
You wondered where the heck those stars were. I mean, they weren't right outside for you. So you wondered where you could find them, and you went and found them.
And then wondered in awe.
Well, how do you feel now? I mean, you had this experience it's been, 7 or 8 hours. So you look like you're still beaming, even though you're still dressed a little.
I am,
shoddy,
I was a little buzzed at it. Buzzed by it at first because I thought I was experiencing this, once in 20-year experience. And interestingly, as I thought it through, I'm like, it's an always experience, I guess. And what was interesting though is when I thought it that way, I go, is this really maybe not that special? But yeah, it is. It is special because it's a portal to open our minds.
Oh, you got it. That is wonderfully put.
Just like the eclipse, and sometimes there are the other eclipses that aren't as impressive.
I remember one time when I learned that we not spin around the sun, that we travel around the sun at 17.3 miles per second or so. And so like every now and then I'll stop and go, how far would that be? And I count it off.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, wait a minute. And that's just such a small thing relative to everything else, right?
Right. It is a sense of wonderment when you really, stop being consumed by your bubble.
Yeah.
I think that's why you and I both love that Elton John song, Mona Lisa's and Manhattan.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, it's just like, amazing what's going on.
It kind of makes you also too realize that no matter what you're going through, you're part of something that's really pretty darn cool.
Pretty special. And don't forget it.
Yep. That's a heck of a lot of wonderment this morning. And I'm glad you answered my wonderment about what, you're looking so casual today. And,
hey, I didn't feel like anything else was important.
Apparently not. Well, it's important that, we were able to share this today, and hopefully some of our listeners have a little refreshed vibe from that energy that you, got from that planetary alignment.
Yeah, but that's the kind of thing that I like to talk about from time to time, and I know you do as well.
Well, I think that's kind of the nature of this whole podcast, if you will.
Our podcast journey as we journey through this universe.
And thanks for being with us today, and we'll have another one for you soon. If you like that wonder, join us for more at friendsinwonder.com.
All right.